Hey guys, what's up? TheMadUzuki here, and the reason why I'm making this is because I'm well aware I haven't uploaded recently, mostly because I've been trying to upload a few things and the quality just hasn't been great. So I'll render them and the quality will be poor, and I won't worry about uploading them, or I'll upload them to YouTube and the quality will be poor and I'll just delete them. So for a brief period of time, well, a fairly elongated period of time, I really couldn't upload anything, and I had to do a little bit of research as to why. And I was having a few rendering issues with both the program I was using to record and the program I was using to edit. So ultimately, I figured out kind of a workaround. That being said, um, I kind of wanted to discuss a couple of things specifically, um, with the direction that I want to start going with my channel and how I'm going to start picking up more steam. And the answer to that is Hearthstone. I've been playing the Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft card games since really the closed beta. I got a invitation very early on, um, and I have sucked at it. I have slowly been building up a strong library of cards for myself to use and take advantage of. And I really wanted to start moving into Hearthstone. That's really where the problem with rendering came about, and I've been doing a lot of research trying to really get a good program set up for rendering Hearthstone. And before I really want to start uploading Hearthstone, I kind of want to go over a few things like what is Hearthstone about, how does it work, stuff like that. And primarily, what I'm going to be focusing on is the arena. And the arena is a mode in Hearthstone. Um, I'm really kind of getting ahead of myself, actually. I'll come back to the arena. Hearthstone is the card game. It's an online card game put out by Blizzard Entertainment, based off of the World of Warcraft series. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be extremely familiar with the World of Warcraft series and extremely familiar with Hearthstone, considering the massive amount of popularity it has gained in really the about 4 or 5 short months it's been around, and it's just gaining more and more and more support. And I think it's going to end up doing very, very well. But basically, how Hearthstone breaks down is you have currently 9 heroes, 9 classes, and you pick one, build a deck, and then you go into a game. The objective of the game is to burn your opponent down to 0 health from 30 health using spells, minions, stuff like that. It has a very similar feel to Magic the Gathering without totally aping it, but there really are very few cards, or card games I should say, that don't copy aspects of Magic the Gathering in one way or another. There are two main forms of playing Hearthstone. One is constructed play, where that is where the ranked system lies. Currently, there is no ranked system in Arena yet, and I have not heard any news about Blizzard planning to implement one. But point is that constructed is very different from Arena. The idea is still the same. You build a card of 30 decks, a deck of 30 cards with up to 2 copies of one specific card, except for legendaries, which are like the quote unquote ultra rares, if you will. And basically, you hope and pray that you are smarter than the person you are fighting against and hope to win. As you ladder, you go up in ranks, you collect stars and rank up, and eventually you can hit legendary, which means you're one of the top players in your region. Now, I haven't seriously been laddering in ranked at all. I may start considering it just because it'll be something else to do, because constructed is very, very different from arena, which is the second form of play. Arena is kind of like a sealed deck slash draft pick playstyle, where you still have 30 cards in a deck, but you can have as many copies of a single card as you want, and you get to pick 30 cards from 30 different sets of 3 cards, and you pick one of those cards and build a deck out of it. I will put links to my streams that I've done of Arena, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm saying. The one particular stream that I have currently, because I haven't streamed recently, mostly because I've been waiting for my schedule to normalize. But now that that's happened, I'll be streaming regularly, but I'll put links up to that. I will link a game that I played, so you can kind of get a general idea of how the game works and how it operates if you don't know anything about it, and if you're interested in getting into it. The game is an open beta, and I would, if you're interested in it, highly recommend jumping over to battle.net. It'll give you a link to the Hearthstone site where you can download and run the beta client. All you need is a battle.net account, which is completely free. It's linked to World of Warcraft, but you don't need to play World of Warcraft, nor do you even need to pay for a World of Warcraft subscription to play the game. So it's very, very, very cool. My streaming time, which is going to be the important piece of this video, my streaming time will be regularly at 6 p.m. Eastern Time Mondays. So, like, if you're in Florida, New York, that Eastern Coast area, that will be the time zone. That's the time zone I'm in, so it's going to be the time zone that I will be streaming during. That isn't to say I'm not completely moving away from Pokemon, but because with the whole X and Y release thing, I'm kind of waiting for the metagame to really begin to solidly develop before I really, really jump back into it. That is because it is completely different from the previous generations, and if you keep up with me, you know that I really like the lesser tiers, the lower tiers when it comes to Pokemon, because you tend to have a more of a variety as to what you face and how you battle. People argue that, well, people like variety and stuff like that because they don't know how to beat a lot of the standard stuff. It's not even that. I do very well in standard and 6th generation, but I just don't like the feel of a standard metagame. Meaning seeing the same like 12 to 15 Pokemon used on every single team, it gets old and redundant, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been really playing Pokemon recently, except for the few battles that I did in X and Y so far, because of the fact that it feels repetitive, extremely repetitive. Especially when it first came out, every team was practically the same, and now UU's starting to develop and they're starting to split the tiers more and more, so I will try to bring you more and more Pokemon. But Hearthstone will move to be the focus of what I'm doing mostly. I may post some tutorial videos and guide videos, but otherwise I will be trying to regularly post things that I stream on YouTube if I can get Twitch TV to upload correctly. But the main idea was for me to just explain what I was where I was going and what I was going to be doing. Um, I hope you guys have an excellent day. I will see you soon. This is TheMadUzuki signing off.